We are here in Long Beach, California for the Impressions Expo 2022. This is the first time Impressions Expo has been back to Long Beach since the pandemic started, and man, are we excited to be here. We're really excited to reconnect with all of you guys, and we're going to show you around the show. So let's go. Zach and I were just going to do a walk around the trade show, see what we can find. I mean, there's, as you see,
a little bit of everything here.
A little bit of everything.
Colin, I don't know if I've ever seen 4 platens on one DTG printer printing 4 different designs at the same time.
Right.
That is pretty cool.
That is a nice looking machine right there.
I also don't think I've ever seen a Rollin direct-to-garment printer, and I love Rollin as a brand. They make great quality products.
Okay. I mean, Zach, what would be, who would this best suit, you think, as far as clients go?
As far as, I mean, if you're revolving around a lot of one-off direct decorating, that's when you want to be looking at a digital printing process like this. This is definitely very unique. I mean, 4 different platens, 4 different designs at the same time. Most of the time, you've got to send the artwork to each platen, and that's your bottleneck. So this is actually doing all of that at the same time, and you can't go wrong with the Rollin product. I mean, years before I ever got into the decoration industry, I had a Rollin keyboard and other products, and I always know that they make a great quality product.
Now we got Bella Canvas right behind us, so you guys can hear that music.
This is the best sweatshirt you can buy for less than 20 bucks in my opinion. If you want something fashionable, super soft, feel great, then they have the crew version in the 3901. Bella Canvas makes a great product. Comes in a lot of great colors. You can get it from S&S, Activewear, Sanmar, Alpha Broder. There's a lot of inventory problems. Each supplier has different colors at different times. Pull from both S&S, Sanmar, Alpha Broder to complete your orders. But if you're pushing a retail product, look at the Bella Canvas sweatshirts and t-shirts.
Awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I know you were saying, pre-COVID, this show was a lot bigger. It's still a big show compared to the others, but I mean, there's definitely a lot of empty space.
We used to be 3 rooms deep. I mean, it would take you all 3 days to get through the entire room.
Right.
But there's still a lot of really cool stuff here. Check out the embroidery machine with the elaborate computer above it. Tajima's been around for a long time. They make high quality embroidery equipment. Now, for those who aren't into embroidery or haven't done a whole lot of it, so anytime we sew a flat item, a bag, a polo, anything that's not a hat is flat. Versus over here, we actually have hats being sewn. And hats have to be rotated as they're being sewn. When they're digitized, they start in the middle and they sew out to produce the highest quality product. Now, what they're doing here is using puff as a backer. So they will actually sew the thread over the foam, and it will then then create this raised 3D puff look. If you then apply some heat to it, it will actually come up. Now, you can see they're doing a really nice job here, but a lot of the really, really cool embroidery is often actually sewn first flat, and then the hat is constructed. So if you really want to see something super elaborate embroidery, know that you can't always already have a finished product to work with. You got to start with raw materials and then put the product together to get the best result. The big ones, Auto, Flex Fit, those are going to be your big ones. And what's interesting about them is you can actually buy direct, and you can go through common suppliers like S&S, Sanmar, Alpha Broder, and get a lot of great stuff from them. The big problem right now, though, is inventory. I mean, with COVID, when COVID hit, the first year, inventory wasn't as big of an issue as it is now. The fall is when it got chaotic, and the demand and the supply are just not correlating the way we really ideally would like to see it. But you know, the nice thing is, it's not just our industry, it's the entire world, and customers are understanding of it. And if you can't get your hands on it, neither can your competition. Right. So it's not really like you're losing anything. Everybody's problem, and most customers understand that, you know, it is what it is.
We're headed kind of towards the front of the building right now. It's a lot of the fused pieces of screen printing equipment are over in this direction.
Typically, one of the largest booths here would be M&R. M&R is really attractive, really high quality screen printing equipment. But you know, some of the booths, it's hard to bring 30, 40 people to run that large of a booth when we've got not ideal conditions as normal.
Right. No doubt about that.
There is a little bit of everything you're going to find in this room. It is, you can get a degree in the decoration industry in 2 to 3 days by attending a quality trade show like the Impressions.
Right. That's why it's so beneficial, especially for startups. Like, if you want to start a business, what better place to come than a trade show like this, where you can kind of get a good look at everything.
It is.
So with today, you know, you can watch endless YouTube videos and learn that way, but until you actually get to see this equipment in hand and
take home samples.
Yeah. I mean, you just can't beat that.
Yeah, the biggest, I don't want to say it's a problem, but just like anything that is sold, you have sales reps. They often work on commission, and they often try to talk you into something that you don't actually need yet, or you will actually need to justify using. So be careful about how much advice you take. It's a good idea to network with others in the industry, and you'll get a good idea of feedback of, hey, I like this, I don't like that. And again, having that first-hand account from somebody who was in your shoes at one time will help you avoid the mistakes. And that's the big one. I mean, years and years ago, I bought a direct-to-garment printer, and a few months later, they came out with a much smaller version. I would have saved myself 30 grand if I knew that was around the corner, but I didn't. So it's you live, you learn, and a lot of different stuff going on.
Right.